Are the Arizona Diamondbacks proving that they're ready to take over this division? The Diamondbacks haven't had a winning season since 2019 and finished last season 74-88 for 4th place in the NL West. Despite their record, the Diamondbacks had a handful of young, promising players that made them one of the more interesting teams to keep an eye on headed into this season, but they still weren't expected to be competing for the division crown quite yet. With most people either sticking with the Dodgers to continue leading this division or going with the Padres to take over after the big moves that they've made over the last year or so, the Diamondbacks have exceeded expectations to start this year, going 35-25, currently tied for first with the Dodgers. But now, is this just a really good start to the season, or the Diamondbacks proving that they're ready to start taking over this division? To answer that, we have to take a look at their biggest strength so far this year, and that's the one thing in defense that never slumps. Defense. Baseball. Yeah. The Diamondbacks have arguably been the best defense so far in baseball, ranked second in both defensive runs saved and outs above average according to Fangraphs, who has them ranked as the top overall defense to start this year. In the infield, Arizona has their defense set to take away everything from the pull side on righties, with their shortstops ranked 10th and third baseman ranked 4th according to Fangraphs. And we know it's so annoying to just rope something that you're like, yeah, that's going to get through the infield, and then you see somebody just snag it and throw you out, and you're just like, cool. And even after trading away Dalton Varsho and all of his defense this offseason, they still have a top defensive outfield that's ranked 8th in center field and 6th in right field. So the Diamondbacks position players have been providing a ton of value on the defensive side. But on top of this, they've also been one of the more productive offenses in baseball. Arizona is currently ranked 5th in runs scored, and they've been doing this not just with the bat, but on the base paths as well. The Diamondbacks have been absolutely swinging it so far, currently ranked 6th in batting average and slugging percentage, and 9th in OPS and WOBA. Now, hitting all around like this is obviously a big part of why they're scoring so many runs, but when you're also 5th in stolen bases and you can just move yourself around the base paths without having to rely on the guy behind you to hit you around, well, then it's no wonder that Arizona's position players are 7th in FWAR to start this season. No, stolen bases are pretty obvious here. These guys are really fast. But on top of this, what are they doing so well offensively that's leading to all of this success with the bat? Despite the fact that their on-base percentage is the lowest ranked out of all of their slash line, this is actually a really patient and disciplined lineup. They're just not doing this in order to get walks, with their walk percentage currently ranked 24th. Diamondbacks hitters have the 5th lowest swing percentage and the 9th lowest chase percentage so far. So they're not only being patient in terms of letting pitches go outside of the strike zone, they're also being really selective about what pitches they do go after when they get something in the zone. This patience at the plate has been a big part of why they have the 2nd best contact percentage so far, and all of this is probably why they're 5th in strikeout percentage too, meaning that when they get the pitches that they're looking for, they're not missing them often, and they're getting really good contact on those with the 7th best hard contact percentage. But while they've been hitting the ball really hard to start the season, they've basically just been blasting it into the ground. They have the 3rd lowest launch angle, the 4th highest ground ball percentage, and are ranked 26th in barrel percentage. So they're really limiting the damage that they can do with all of these hard hit balls, because you're not going to get very many extra base hits, and spoiler alert, no home runs on ground balls. Leading this lineup so far has been Arizona's top prospect entering this season and their new $111 million man, outfielder Corbin Carroll, along with another former top 100 prospect in shortstop Geraldo Perdomo, and the man that they made that Dalton Varsho trade to make sure that they got, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Carroll in 56 games has hit 9 home runs with a 282, 368, 503 slash line for an 871 OPS and 135 WRC+, while also stealing 16 bases, and all of this good for 2.1 FWAR already. Perdomo through 46 games has hit 280, 383, 470 with 5 home runs for an 853 OPS, 133 WRC+, and 1.9 FWAR. And finally, Gurriel has hit 310, 359, 550 with 9 home runs for a 909 OPS, 144 WRC+, and 1.7 FWAR in 53 games. The position players have been a big part of Arizona's success so far, but the pitching, on the other hand, is where we've got some things to work on. But now Zac Gallen, who I actually just did a video on, if you want something more in depth on him, make sure to go check that out after this video, as well as Merrill Kelly, have been really good at the top of this rotation so far. Gallen has put up a 2.72 ERA and a 2.09 FIP through 12 starts, getting his strikeouts at 28.4% of the time, while limiting walks to 5.5% of the time. And despite the fact that he's given up quite a bit of hard contact, again, go check out that other video after this one, not so shameless plug, he's managed to limit his average against down to 217 while only giving up 0.25 homers per 9. And through 12 starts as well, Kelly has also kept his ERA under 3 so far at 2.8, but his FIP is up at 3.67 because while he's gotten a 27.6% strikeout rate and is only giving up 0.89 homers per 9, he's been giving up quite a few walks at about 10%. So while these two have been outstanding at the top of this rotation, the team's gonna need something more from the rest of these starters. Arizona starters have been 10th in FWAR so far, but most of that is Gallen with the little Kelly sprinkled in there. So while they need to get more from the rest of these starters, and no, it hasn't just been Bumgarner, you animals, they do have their strengths as a rotation. The main thing this rotation has excelled at is simply keeping the ball in the ballpark, where they've been 8th in homers per fly ball and 10th in homers per 9. So at least they're not letting other teams get a lot of runs on one swing of the bat. They're making them have to put things together to get multiple runs. Now, a big reason why we're seeing this is that their starters have been really good at locating their pitches so far, currently 8th in location plus. But the problem is that we haven't seen this turn into either any strikeouts or, you would think at the very least, helping them limit walks. They've been 23rd in strikeout percentage and 24th in walk percentage, because even though they're relatively hitting their spots, they're still throwing way too many balls, currently 22nd in zone percentage, and then they're not getting hitters to chase these pitches out of the zone with the 21st ranked chase percentage. So hitters have been able to just sit and wait for something in the zone that they can handle, and when they're getting it, they're hitting it really hard. These starters are just making sure that that doesn't end up leaving the yard. And unfortunately, the bullpen hasn't been much better, ranked 16th in ERA, but 20th in FWAR and 23rd in FIP, because they're having the same but opposite problem as the start. I wrote these notes. How did they not make sense to me? Arizona's relievers are getting the 7th most chases and the 3rd most whiffs, so they can be a little tough to get a beat on, and this has helped them to keep the ball out of the air consistently with the 6th lowest fly ball percentage, but that hasn't helped them to limit the damage. Just the same as the rotation, the bullpen has struggled to throw strikes consistently, ranked 26th in zone percentage. So again, hitters can just wait for something good in the zone, but against these relievers, when hitters are making contact, they aren't just getting a piece of it. The Diamondbacks bullpen is 22nd in barrel percentage, 26th in exit velo, and 29th in homers per fly ball. So despite being pretty good at keeping the ball out of the air, they're still 24th in homers per 9, because when hitters do get it in the air, you might as well just kiss it goodbye. So to start 2023, the Diamondbacks lineup has been pretty good about sitting and waiting for their pitch to hit, and then hitting it really well when they get it and causing havoc on the base pass. Then they have a two-headed monster at the top of this rotation, but the rest of their pitching has been a little bit suspect and having to rely a lot on this elite defense behind them. So what do you think about the Diamondbacks so far this season? Are they ready to take that next step forward and compete for this division, or is there still some work to be done here? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. The Diamondbacks are definitely on the upswing here, and it's probably just a matter of time until they take that next step forward, just like the Baltimore Orioles over in the American League, who might be ready to compete this season. So if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this one next on the Orioles. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the page to help the channel grow and so you can see more baseball content like this every Wednesday and Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. See you later.